am Charlotte Kahn and this is chair yoga for Age UK Westminster. So as you can see here, slightly differently today, so everything about today's practice is about doing things differently. So you can see I've got 2 chairs, so please go and get 2 chairs this time please. Some of the practice is going to be seated down and some of it is going to be standing using the chair for support. We're going to start seated today, so when you're ready, just come to your seat and get the extra chair just next to you ready. I can't see you, so please do take your practice really carefully and gently, especially if you're working with any injuries or conditions. The key thing is when you're moving through your practice today, please don't ever move into any pain. So if anything doesn't feel good in the body, please don't do it. I do invite my students to explore where they are in their body though. So, noticing without any judgment or attachment or agenda on how you think a pose should be, just explore where you are. So we're going to start today in our seated mountain pose. So come up with the hips halfway down the seat of the chair. So if possible, not using the back of the chair for support. Instead of using the back of the chair for support, we're using our core. So just take a moment to bring the feet hip distance apart. Knees are directly under the ankles and check that you've got the alignment of your hip joint to your knee, to your ankle, to your toes. So there's one long line. Sometimes the knees have a tendency to fall inwards or outwards, so just bringing that nice alignment. Bring the hands onto the thighs and get right up onto the sit bone. So maybe you need to move the flesh away from the buttocks to get really high up into the sit bones and to close down your eyes. With the eyes closed, bring the awareness into the room, onto the chair, into your body, and by doing this, you're bringing yourself into the present moment. So just noticing with the eyes closed how the body is feeling today. So noticing which parts of the body are touching the floor, so the soles of the feet, but not just the soles of the feet, notice which parts of the soles of the feet are touching the floor more than others. So the arch is lifted, maybe the pinky blades of the feet are pressing down more, which parts of the toes touch the floor and which parts of the toes don't. And then noticing which parts of the sit bones and which parts of the legs are touching the chair. Bringing the awareness to areas in the body which might feel particularly tight or tense. Which areas feel like they need a really good stretch and which parts feel like they need some softening, but also which parts of the body feel good today. And then bring your awareness into your energy levels. So noticing if you're feeling really energetic today, or maybe you're feeling a bit depleted. So don't look for any reasons why, just looking at this as a snapshot of the now. And then how are you feeling emotionally? Are you happy, angry, bored, calm, frustrated? And once again, don't look for any reasons why. This is just a snapshot of the now. And then bringing the awareness into your mind and noticing, are the thoughts scattering outwards? Maybe you're thinking of something from the past. Maybe your thoughts have a tendency to move into the future. And can you bring the awareness back into the body? So how you're feeling in your body, to start to reel the busy mind in and coming back to the now. And then bring your awareness to your breath. So your natural inhale and your natural exhale. When we're stressed and anxious, the breath can get short and shallow and it's quite high up into the chest. So we're just going to practice bringing the breath deep into the belly, to bring more oxygen into the blood, to nourish the body and also calm the mind. So either keeping the eyes closed or slowly peeling the eyes open, bring hands onto the belly. Can you bring the fingers to point inwards? Bring the hands just underneath the belly button. And then on your next inhale, direct the breath into the belly, but without forcing the breath, so keep it soft. Feel how the belly expands into the palms of the hands. And then can you exhale out the mouth, as if you're blowing out a candle? And feel how the belly softens and falls. Breathing in through the nose. Feel the belly expand like a balloon in the palms of the hands, and exhale. Feel the belly soften and fall. Breathing into the belly, fill the belly up with breath, and exhale, fill the belly fall. Inhale, breathing in, feel the belly expand, and maybe notice that the hands naturally move away from each other just a little bit, so micro movement. And on the exhale, as the belly softens and falls, maybe the fingertips move a little bit closer in towards each other. Breathing in, fill the belly with breath, and exhale, breathing out. Last one, breathing in, fill the belly with breath, big belly breath, maybe the hands move away from each other, and exhale, soften the belly. And then bring the palms onto the thighs, close down the eyes, and just tune back inwards. So notice any changes, maybe some differences to the breath. Maybe there aren't any, and that's fine too. So we're letting go of agendas and should be's, and just noticing what is. Take a breath here, and a breath out. And then slowly peeling the eyes open. So we're going to bring a bit of movement into the body first, into the body now, with a little bit of a warm-up before we move into our practice using the chair. So we're going to start with our cat and cows. So if you've come to my classes, my chair classes with Age UK Westminster before, you know I do this in every class because I absolutely love it. So bring the hands onto the thighs, and I am going to turn my chair to the side, but you can keep looking straight on, just to show you my spine. Bring the hands onto the thighs, feet hip distance apart. On the inhale, start to squeeze the shoulder blades together. Bring the shoulders away from the ears, really broaden across the chest. Start to lengthen through the front of the neck as you gaze up towards the ceiling. On the exhale, scoop the belly in and start to dome your back, so round the spine as you gaze down towards the floor. Breathing in, widen through the front of the chest. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, lengthen through the front of the neck and gaze up towards the ceiling. Squeezing in, slight tuck of the tailbone, arch the spine and gaze down towards the floor. Inhale through the nose, broaden across the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades and gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, start to round the spine, gaze down towards the floor, slight tuck of the tailbone. So we're going to do this a couple more times, but the invitation is to close your eyes and feel into the movement. Inhale, broaden across the chest, lengthen through the front of the neck, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, squeeze the belly in, round the spine and gaze down towards the floor. Last one, breathing in. Move the shoulders away from the ears, shoulder blades together, broaden across the chest and gaze up towards the ceiling. And last one, exhale, squeeze the belly in, round the spine and slowly gaze down towards the floor. And then from here, peel the spine up. So I'm going to stay towards the side, but you can keep looking front on. We're going to come into the back bend part of this to breathe into the stretch. Option, bring the hands down the sides of the chair and then reach the arms backwards, so they're back further past the hips, and then take hold of the sides of the chair. Keep the chin to the chest, move the shoulders away from the ears, and then on the inhale, only if it feels okay in the neck, bring the gaze towards the sky, but open the mouth, part the lips, and then just breathe breathe into the space around your heart. So this is a really strong back opener, chest, heart opener. Option to stay here for a couple breaths, or the other option is to interlace the hands behind the back. So I'll turn right to the side just so you can see. Interlace the hands behind the back. And on the inhale, keep the chin to the chest and squeeze the shoulder blades together. Move the arms down the back, away towards the earth, and on the exhale, bring the gaze up towards the sky, open the mouth. So whichever option you've taken, take a big inhale through the nose, long exhale, one more, breathing in, and breathing out, and then letting go of the interlace of the hands. And then I'm just going to turn my chair back towards the front. And then let's just bring a little bit of movement into the ankle joints and to the wrist joints before we carry on. So lengthen the left leg along the floor. Lengthen the left leg along the floor. Option to keep the hands onto the thighs or bring the hands down beside the chair. Option to keep the heel on the floor or maybe squeeze the belly in and lift the left leg into the air. We're going to rotate the left ankle joint. Just really slowly, waking up that ankle joint. It's like we're giving a bit of oil to each joint. So moving really slowly. And then moving the ankle joint in the opposite direction. And then slowly bring down the left sole of the foot. Lengthen the right leg. Option to have the hands onto the thighs or maybe down on the chair. Option to keep the heel on the ground or squeeze the belly in and inhale, lift the right leg. Notice if the upper body is leaning backwards, can you bring the upper body directly on top of the hips and rotate the right ankle joint in one direction. And then the opposite direction. And then slowly bring the ankle, the sole of the foot down towards the floor. And then we're moving into the wrist joints. So just bring the hands out and start to rotate your wrist joints. So like we did on the floor. Really slowly. Just take notice of which direction you're going in and move in the opposite direction. So now we're just giving a bit of oil to the wrist joints. And then from here, bring the arms down beside the chair. Inhale the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, slowly lower the shoulders down. Breathing in, bring the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, slowly lower the shoulders down. Breathing in, bring the shoulders up to the ears. And exhale, lower the shoulders down. Last one, breathing in, shoulders really, really, really high up. And exhale, bringing the shoulders down. And then we're going to pat the legs, so patting the tops of the thighs. So we're just building a bit of heat. So we've been sat a lot, so let's just get that blood circulating through the body. So use the palms of the hands to pat the tops of the thighs, and then coming right down into the calf muscles. And then onto the outsides of the thighs, the insides of the thighs, and you can pat as hard, as soft as you like. And then into the belly, onto the sides of the belly, into the back, into the kidneys, and then the chest. So I always feel a bit like doing a Tarzan impression when I do this. And then going down one shoulder, starting at the shoulder, the upper arm, really patting that out, the forearm, the back of the hand, the palm of the hand, and then into the opposite shoulder. Into the forearm, the back of the hand, the palm of the hand, and then shake out. So I love this one for not just shaking out the hands, but also it's a nice one for energetically letting go. So, you know, imagine shaking off maybe some stress, maybe some anxiety, maybe some negative emotion. Imagine you're drying your hands off from wet water, but the water can really shake off anything you want. And then shake over to the left side of the room. Coming through centre and shake off into the right side of the room. Coming through center and shake really high, and then through center and shake really low, and bring the hands onto the thighs, and just take a moment to go back inward. Can you feel any sensations in the arms, maybe tingling, heat? Take a big breath in, and long breath out. And then from here, we're ready to start our 2-chair yoga practice today. So I'm just going to bring my chair a little bit back. Bring the chair, the second chair in front of you. Bring the second chair in front of you. So you're like this. Stay facing me. I am going to turn myself towards the side so that you can see what I'm doing, because if I do it like this, you can't really see the side of my body. So you can stay looking at me forward, and I'm going to turn my chair towards this side of the room. So I love using 2 chairs because it just gets us to do stuff slightly differently, but it also, the second chair just gives that extra bit of support, and it can really help us come a bit deeper into some of these poses. So start with your hips halfway down the chair, so we're in our mountain pose, feet parallel, spread the feet, and then bring both hands onto the top of the chair. And then from here, you may need to walk the chair may need to come a little bit further out, so I'm going to walk my chair out to about here. With the hands onto the chair, we're going to come into a version of downward facing dog. So from here, with the hands grounded on the chair, I'm going to start to come into hinging forward with the upper body and bringing the head in between the upper arms. And once again, you may have to play around with how far you want to come into this. So the chair that's in the front may need to come a little bit further out. If you have blood pressure issues, please don't take your head too low. Keep your head quite high. Just taking it until you feel a nice lengthening and stretch into the back of the body. Remember, never work into any pain. Let go of your expectations, agendas, your frustrations, and just come into your own expression of the pose. Everyone is different. We've all got our different things going on in our body. Wherever you are, can you start to breathe? Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale. And exhale. And then slowly walk your way back up. Squeeze the belly in and lift the torso back up to where we started. From here, you may need to bring the chair a little bit further in this time. Bring both hands onto the middle of the chair, both hands onto the middle of the chair. Keep your left hand grounded, and inhale, the right arm is going to open like a wing. Open the right arm like a wing, and it's going to reach towards its side of the room. And as you do, can you turn the upper body to look towards that side of the room? And then on the exhale, close your wing, or maybe it's closing a book, as you bring that hand back into the middle of the chair. And at the same time, turn the torso to look towards the chair. Inhale, ground down through that hand and reaching the opposite arm. And open the arm like the pages of a book, and then turn the gaze towards that side of the room. So the torso, the gaze are turning towards the arm that's open. And then exhale, slowly close the arm, bringing the hand back through center. And inhale, reaching the opposite arm. Reaching towards that side of the room. And can you turn the torso? So the knees are still pointing towards the chair, but we're coming into a bit of a twist here. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. And on the exhale, replace the hand into the centre of the chair and inhale, the opposite arm. Open like a wing towards that side of the room, shoulders down the back, turn the torso, turn the gaze, and exhale, closing the arm. Bring the hand into the centre of the chair and breathing in, opposite arm. This time, doing what we did before, or maybe exploring if maybe the arm can actually go past shoulder. Never working into any pain, but just exploring. Bring the shoulders down the back and turning the gaze towards the hand. And exhale, closing that hand back in through centre. And inhale, the arm outwards, parallel to the earth. And this time exploring if maybe the arm goes a little past the shoulder as you turn the torso, turn the gaze towards that hand. And exhale, slowly bring that hand inwards. And inhale, reaching the arm outwards, parallel to the earth, staying here, or maybe reaching the arm backwards. So exploring your full range of movement. Bring the shoulders down the back, really stretching through the fingertips, big open chest, and exhale. Slowly bring that arm back through centre. Inhale, opposite arm, parallel to the earth, reaches through the side of the room. Maybe stay here, or maybe that arm keeps moving backwards in space. Reaching a little bit more towards the room behind you, bring the shoulders down the back, torso and gaze turning towards that side of the room, and exhale, slowly bringing that hand back towards the centre. Squeeze the belly in and just coming back up to your neutral spine. Bring the hands onto the thighs, close down the eyes. And just take a moment to go inward. So reconnecting with what is going on in your body today and noticing what's going on in the mind. So have the thoughts started to flutter outwards? And if they have, just bring the awareness back to how do your feet feel on the floor? Which parts of the body are touching the chair? And bring your awareness back to the breath. So how does it feel when you inhale? And how does it feel when you exhale? To kind of start to reel the busy mind in. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. And then from here, we're going to stand up. So just take your time, keep the belly really engaged and come into a standing position using the chair in front of you if you want. This time, turn the whole body to face me and turn both chairs so that they're facing inwards. So you've kind of got this support on either side of you. Take a moment to look down at the feet, spread the toes and place them back down onto the floor. So we did this when we were seated, we looked at our posture. So we're going to do the same thing in our mountain pose. Either option to bring the arms down beside the body, or maybe the hands are on the chair for some extra support. Just press down through the feet, squeeze the belly in towards the spine and upwards, lengthen through the spine, grow tall through the crown of the head. Take an inhale here and exhale. And then from here, bringing the right hand onto the chair, Inhale, lift the left arm into the air. Reach the left fingertips towards the sky, bring the left shoulder down the back. Inhale here, and on the exhale, we're coming into a side bend. Imagine your body is a banana. Can your the hips press towards the opposite side as the head in the raised hand? Use the chair for support. Start to rotate the upper body more towards the sky so you're not collapsing down to the earth. Inhale here, and on the exhale, just exploring where you are. No judgment, no attachment to how it should be, just exploring. Inhale And exhale, and slowly coming up through center, lower the left hand onto the chair. Inhale, raise the right arm into the air. Reach the right fingertips towards the ceiling, bring the shoulder down the back. Breathing through the nose, and exhale, we're coming into a side bend. Banana shape your body by moving the hips in the opposite direction. Really reach through the top fingertips. Maybe there's a rotation in the chest, so there's a broadening across the chest. Inhale here and exhale. And then slowly coming back through center. And then bring that hand back down to the chair, and we're back in our mountain pose. From here, shift all of the weight into the right side of the body. So all the weight is into the right side of the body. Bring the right hand onto the chair. Peel the heel of the left foot away from the ground. So the heel of the left foot is raised, the left knee is bent. Really ground down through the right toes and the right sole of the foot, and press downwards into the foot. We're coming into tree pose. So we're really supported here. So not just one hand, but there's always the other chair if you need it. Bring the awareness into the leg that's bent and turn the leg. It's like a turn, like an opening of a door. Keep the knee tracking in line with toes. So the knee is always in line with toes, and bring the heel of the right foot onto the heel of the left foot onto the right ankle. I got there in the end. Really grounding down through the right foot, lengthen through the spine. Squeeze the belly in. Grow tall through the crown of the head, shoulders moving down the back. Stay here, or inhale the outside arm, so that arm that's not on the chair, towards the sky. Bring the shoulder down the back. Focus on something that's not moving in front of you. Inhale here and exhale. Slowly lower the arm. Outside knee moves towards me, towards the center, and drop it down onto the earth. Well done, everyone. Before we move on to the other side, spread the toes, ground down into the feet, and using the chairs for support, start to bend in the knees, coming into a squat. Imagine you're sitting, now there's a third chair, but this one's an imaginary chair. Imagine you're sitting into an imaginary chair. So coming down as much as feels comfortable. Press into the soles of the feet and lengthen the legs, come back through standing. We're going to do that 2 more times. Options to keep the hand onto the chairs, or maybe the arms come down beside the body. If your hands are on the chairs, please just keep them there. If your arms are downwards, squeeze the belly in, and everyone, hands on the chair or hands beside you, bend in the knees. Coming down into your squat. So imagine you're sitting down in the chair, and if you've got your arms beside you, maybe raise the arms up to shoulder height. Bring the shoulder blades down the back. Exhale, press into the soles of the feet and come back through standing. Bring the arms down beside the body, or maybe your hands are on the chair. Last one. Hands onto the chair or arms down beside the body. Squeeze the belly in, bend into the knees, and sit into your imaginary third chair. Maybe the hands stay onto the chairs, or maybe you lift your arms to shoulder height and exhale, pressing into the soles of the feet and lengthen back to standing. So we're just building strength there, and we're really working the core muscles. Come into the left side of the body. Bring the left hand onto the left chair and raise the right heel from the floor. Spread the left toes, ground into the left foot, lengthen through the spine. So we've got that really nice long alignment. Bring the shoulders down the back. Bring the awareness into the right leg and open the right leg like a door, a bit like we were doing with the arm. Open it to the diagonal, but the knee is always tracking in line with toes. Bring the right heel onto the left ankle. Press down through the sole of the foot. Grow tall through the crown of the head. And don't forget to breathe. So the breath helps us stay grounded and rooted. From here, maybe stay here, or inhale the right arm into the air. So this is the branches of our tree. So grow your branch long, but bring the shoulder down back. Take an inhale here, exhale, breathing in and breathing out. Slowly lower the arm. Bring the knee back through center and lower the foot down towards the floor and just give yourself a really good shake. So from here, the invitation is to come and bring one chair with the back of the chair against the wall. So hopefully you can see this stuff. So one chair is at the back of the wall. Bring the other chair, the back of the chair, to the front. So I'm facing the back of the chair. Sit down into the chair. From here, bring the hips halfway down the chair. Feet hip distance. Spread the toes. Bring the shoulders down the back. Lengthen through the neck, through the crown of the head. Option. Maybe you stay here and you just work on raising the arms and lowering the arms. And that's a great place to be, so working on the core. Or, we're going to bring the hands onto the chair, spread the toes, squeeze the belly in, and on the inhale, using the support of the chair, we're going to come to standing. So keep the belly really engaged, inhale, press through the soles of the feet, and standing up. How slowly can you move in the opposite direction? So breathing, squeeze the belly in and softly lower the hips down towards the chair, coming back to seated. Breathing in, squeeze the belly in, engage your core, ground through the feet, spread the toes, and lift to standing. Really, really strong here. So don't worry, so just do what you can. And exhale, squeeze the belly in. How slowly can you come back to sit in your chair? And I really love this one for not just building the strength in our bodies and our core, but there's also a sense of trust. So there's a moment, you might not feel this, but when I sit back, of almost fear because I can't see the chair behind me. So it's almost having that trust that the support is there. Option, to stay with what we're doing, and that is a great place to be, it's very, very strong. Or, inhale the arms to shoulder height. The chair in front of you is there if you need it. Squeeze the belly in. Ground down through the feet, spread the toes, and inhale, come to standing without the support of the chair. From here, we're going to go backwards. Remember, the chair is in front of you for support. The chair is behind you against a wall. Squeeze the belly in, spread the toes, ground the feet, and slowly bring the hips down towards the chair behind you. And lower down the arms. We're going to do that one more time. Maybe the hands are on the chair. Or maybe you inhale that hands, the arms at shoulder height, bring the shoulders away from the ears, spread the toes, ground the feet, squeeze the belly in, and inhale, come to standing. Spread the toes, ground the feet, bring the shoulders down the back, squeeze the belly in, and how slowly can you lower back down to sit in your chair and lower down the arms. Well done, everyone. I'm just going to take a moment to bring the chair, my chair, back to the front and stay seated. And from here, bring the hands onto the thighs. And we're going to inhale the arms open. Inhale, the arms open, really broaden across the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and exhale, bring the arms in. So we're quite literally giving ourselves a hug. So can you, as you give yourself this giant hug, reach for your shoulder blades? And take a moment to thank yourself for doing your yoga practice today. But it's not just doing yoga practice, you are giving yourself self-care, nourishment, at this time when we need it more than ever. So inhale, the arms really wide. Just notice which arm was on top. And exhale, bringing the arms inward. Give yourself another massive hug and reach for your shoulder blades. Take an inhale here. And exhale, unravel the arms, bring the palms onto the thighs and close down the eyes. We're coming into our final relaxation. So maybe you can bring the hips a bit more onto the seat if that's comfortable for you. Wherever you are, can you let go of the effort? So notice any areas of the body which might be still gripping and holding. Can you move into the ease? And we can do that in our final relaxation by releasing the muscles with the breath. So feeling the feet and the legs get heavier. Maybe you feel the arms get heavier on the legs, shoulders sliding down the back. But the invitation is to also look at how we can do this off the mat in our everyday lives. So moving with less effort and more ease. So perhaps for you that might mean that idea of going with the flow. Knowing what we can and we can't control, and having an acceptance and being okay with not knowing what's coming next. And let life unfold. And now more than ever, it shows that we can only plan so much. And life will unfold in front of us. And if we can accept that, we can move with the flow of life rather than swimming upstream. So just taking a couple deep breaths here to try and feel this in the body by releasing the effort, releasing the holding, the tension or tightness. Start to deepen your breath. Lengthen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhale and exhale. Slowly start to bring a little bit of movement back into the body by wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Become aware of sensations on the skin. Maybe you can hear some sounds within the room you're in or outside the room. Can you taste anything in your mouth? Begin to rotate the wrist joints. And then bring the palms of the hands together, rub the palms and create some heat in the hands. And then bringing the palms of the hands up to the face, feel the heat from your own hands and gently open the eyes. Lower down the arms. Let's do one last big breath together. Inhale the arms into the air. Bring the palms together above the head and exhale all that great, good energy we've done today into your heart center. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today, everyone. I'm Charlotte Kahn. This is Age UK Westminster Chair Yoga. There's more chair yoga that I'm doing, so please do check back. Each one's slightly different with a slightly different theme. And do look on the Age Concern website for more activities and more support for you guys. So take care, have a lovely rest of the day, and see you on the mat again soon.